Terrance King, the esteemed president and CEO of the National Children's Center.
Yes.
And I want to say, with a heart as big as his vision, Terrance has dedicated his life to championing the rights and well-being of children across the nation. I could go on and on about you, Terrance, but I want to make sure you have enough time to talk about, yourself and the National Children's Center, which has been in the DC area for many, many years. And so, welcome to Let's Talk.
Thank you, Denise. It's definitely a pleasure to join you this morning on Let's Talk. So thanks for the opportunity.
So I know NCC because you all are actually just a couple of blocks away from us on Martin Luther King Avenue. But as a student growing up in Northeast DC, Northeast, Northwest, when I attended Rabault Junior High School, I used to pass the children in National Children's Center right over there off of, it's not Peabody, but near that community over there. Are you all still located there?
No, yeah, I think you mentioned 6200 Second Street. We used to be
Exactly. Yeah.
no longer there.
Yeah.
We moved there back in 2017. We moved from that location.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to get that clear in my head because that was my first awareness of the Children's Center, and knowing the work that you all were doing. So tell us where you are and give us some background on the National Children's Center.
No, I appreciate that. The National Children's Center, we are celebrating, been around for 65 years. We've been providing and been a leading advocate, resource and community partner here in the DC metropolitan area for that period of time. We provide comprehensive services catering to individuals from ages 8 weeks to 5 years of age with and without abilities at our Early Learning and Early Intervention Center in Southeast DC. But also the largest side of our organization that sometimes our name doesn't always recognize is our residential side. We support adults 18 to end of life who have intellectual and developmental disabilities. And as I always say, we try to support them to live as independently as you and I, Denise, so that they can provide the support and services that they need. And so we've been doing that work and excited for it for the last 65 years.
I want to say that it's not just the center. You all have a campus. It's huge. And I actually drove up on the back end of that the other day, and I think that belongs to you. You even have a garden in the back of the school. Is that the case?
Without a doubt, in
correct?
2017, we built our Baby Bloomers Urban Garden. We have over 70 raised garden beds, providing all forms and fashions of healthy nutritional food. Not only the garden, but we also we have a certified beekeeper that we also harvest our own honey. And so our facility at 3400 MLK is a large location, and we're doing exciting things for the kids in Ward 8.
How many students do you all have there?
Currently, we probably have around 140 plus kids and growing. We've had, prior to the pandemic, we probably had around 189 children. And as I mentioned, from 8 weeks to 5 years of age and with and without abilities. And so that space there has been there, a fragment of the Ward 8 community for quite a while. And we're continuously growing. And again, not only early learning, but we are early intervention. And so we are proud of the work and the services that we're doing at that location.
Give me, if you don't mind, Terrance, first of all, is there tuition? Does it cost to attend the Children's Center?
Yes, I mean, it's, most of our children there are subsidy, but we do have private pay as well. We're providing that for quite a while on that end of it. And so we always welcome, again, although we're located in Ward 8, we have the ability to bring in children beyond that. We've held our second summer camp this past summer, where actually we brought drones in for our kids to interact and play with. And so some of the things we really try to do is provide services and support that they may not always have access to in that space and that time. And so it's a space that we continuously look to see how we can expand and grow those services to provide not only the learning, but that interaction need. And I think one of the things we're most proud of is the healthy, nutritional environment that we provide. I think we might be one of the only facilities in the wild that we have our own commercial kitchen. We have our shelf and space inside, and we provide for breakfast and lunch. We don't bring food outside, but our chef and our crew there, they provide healthy nutritional meals for the staff and the kids on a day-to-day basis.
Sometimes, I often wonder about the path that people take to get them to one place or the other. And when we talk about education, there's a dearth of African American men that are in this space. And here you are, president and CEO of the National Children's Center. How did you end up there?
That's a great question. How I always say I'm new to the nonprofit sector. I started in 2017, and my start really was came about with our urban garden. I had connected and was connected to NCC by social media. I saw that they were looking to build their garden at the Early Learning Center. At the time, I had a high school student. I said this would be great work and an opportunity for her to grab some service hours. And so my connection to them came in 2017 when I came down to the garden and having conversation with my predecessor and a great friend and mentor, Patricia Brown, who was the CEO here at the organization at that time. And really, I always say things happen not by chance, but by the opportunity that it's meant to be. And so we just started having some conversations. So I came into the organization as the chief operation officer, COO. And so been here since 2017. Patricia Brown decided to retire last October. And this week is actually my 1 year, I guess, anniversary sitting in the seat of the CEO. So I'm honored to be supporting of such a great organization who has had such a fabric and provided great services in this area for so long. So I always say I couldn't ask for a better opportunity and place to be at this time in my life.
So, part of what I do sometimes is connect dots. And I don't want it to sound like, you just were at the garden and then you got a CEO job, because a lot of people might end up over at the garden trying to get your job. But
Right.
you evidently there was a path that you took. I guess as educator, business person. I mean, how did you get interested in working with children?
So the path, and again, I know we focus on our children, but our spectrum of work is our early learning center. But
Okay.
again, we have an adult population as well. And so I really think the big path also is, although sometimes you look at the nonprofit sector, it's not necessarily a business. And so my really involvement, my history has really been on a leadership business perspective. And so
Okay.
that's the real path as far as my connection here, because we do great work, but for the only way that we can continue to do the work that we need to do, we need to make sure we're doing it in a sort of a business format, generating revenue, providing the great services. And so really the path is really just that side of it as far as the need of the organization at that time. And again, it's not just the work that we do at our early learning center. Again, I think it's sometimes a misnomer because our largest side of the organization is actually our residential population, that 18 to end of life. We have adults who have come from the institutionalized setting. And so our focus is supporting them to live as independently as possible. We probably have 50 plus or more group homes in the area that we support them to live in.
Wow.
And we provide ongoing transportation in regards to what their needs might be. So again, I think sometimes when we say National Children's Center, our focus always shifts to the great work that we do at our early learning and the early intervention center. But I don't want our residential population to feel like they've been left out in regards to the support, the work, and their connection to the organization as well.
I'm so glad that you made that connection and certainly did and highlighted that, because that is something I wasn't aware of. And I'm sure a lot of folks aren't. And so that's important, because it does sound like it's important work. And, from the business side, talking about a nonprofit, we definitely want to talk about the gala that's coming up, because I know that's important. But before we do that, I'm curious to know, how do you all determine what's makes the center successful? What is it with your adult population and even your children? What is it you're trying to do to get them from point A to point B? And what is point B?
When we look at our early learning center, we support and provide services for kids with and without disabilities. We integrate them together, and so I think one of the successes is trying to see where they go after that. Once after they age out at 5 years of age and go into the DCPS school systems, how they integrate into the school system and the support that they have. Quite often, we've lately been doing where are they now, so that we can see those advancements not only for kids at our early learning center and that success. I think one of the things that we're proud of at at our early learning centers that we are a high quality facility. High quality meaning the services, not only the services, but the learning, the education that we're providing. So we're under the umbrella of OSSI, the Office of State Superintendent's Office. And so we're very proud of that accreditation and try to maintain that so that we're just not a day center, but it's actually a learning center. It's actually those kids that might be coming in with some type of a challenge, we're improving those abilities as well. And then when you look on our residential population, as I mentioned before, it's about independence. It's about empowering them. It's about allowing them to feel like they live and work and thrive just as independently as you and I. And so when you say what's the success, that's the piece there is how are they living on a day-to-day basis. And I think that's really where we try to focus. Not just providing them a place to stay, but providing them that enhancement of their lives on a regular basis.
Yeah, I mean, that's real special work that you all are doing. And it's good to know that the Children's Center, National Children's Center, is there to provide that. But also, it takes money. And I assume that's part of the goal of this gala. So give us some details about what's coming up.
Well, we're excited about the gala, celebrating 65 years. That's a milestone event. And so on October the 10th, Thursday, from 6 to 10 p.m., we will be bringing together family, friends, business partners, and other connections to the Ronald Reagan International Trade Center so that we can celebrate that milestone. We're excited about it. As you mentioned, it is a fundraising event. That's one of the purposes, but it's also a purpose of relationship building. And so, as you can see here, we're excited about our honorary chair, Rosie Allen Herron, who will be coming in and sharing a few words in regards to the work that we're doing as well. And anytime you have a celebration, you definitely need some form of entertainment. And so we're excited to have Marcus Johnson, a local jazz
Yes,
pianist and
he is.
keyboardist that will be performing during the dinner hour. We're excited about that, but just as excited, Eric Carpenter Gratham. He's a strong young man, age 19, that he is doing great work and a strong songstress. So we're proud that he's going to be opening up our program, singing as well. And so obviously with our host, Delia Gonke, she's a former of USA 9. But we're excited about the event. But again, it's a celebration. We only come together for our galas every 5 years. It's about
Oh,
speaking
wow.
about the successes that we have and also
Mhm.
where are we headed in the future. And so I think those that are going to be in attendance, they can expect a great time, great food, great entertainment, but more important, coming together, connecting, relationship building, and really understanding, because as you said, not everyone knows who we are, National Children's Center. And so I think it's an opportunity for us just to continue to spread and share the great work that not only have we been doing in 65 years, but what we're looking to do moving forward.
Well, that's the part I think that's really exciting because, it's not like, everybody that's born into this world comes with, the capacity that we think everybody should have, but there are resources out there to support us or our children into adulthood. And I'm glad that you all are there to make sure that their families have the support that they need. And so we put the flyer up. We want people to sign up. I hope we can, or to register. There it is, to get information about the gala. And it also, I'd just like to ask if people want to know more about the National Children's Center, how would they use the same email address? I'm sorry, website, NCC. Okay.
Please do
All right.
use
We've
the
got
same
over
website.
there.
Go out to www.nccint.org. You can connect with us that way. We're all on all formats of social media, and I would always encourage folks to go out to share, like us on the social media platforms, just to help us to advance and push forward our messaging and the great work that we're doing.
So, Terrance, before I let you go, is there anything else you want to share with us that I didn't ask?
No, I just think that we are excited about again, not just the 65 years that we're doing, but we're excited about people understanding the work that we're doing in this population. And so National Children's Center has been around for that milestone. And so we appreciate, if nothing else, just as I mentioned before, we're on all focus of the platforms of social media, as far as Facebook, LinkedIn, X, and so go out, like, and share us. And we're just appreciative of the opportunity with Washington Former partnering with you. And if you haven't had a chance to do so, please go out to our website. We're always looking for donations and for opportunities to partner. And the last thing I would say, we also look for volunteer opportunities. As I mentioned, we have my Baby Bloomers Farm. We also do a Power to Pallet as far as grocery distribution. So we're always looking for folks who want to come out and volunteer also. So
that's fantastic. Yeah, that's great. And I guess the last question I would ask too, periodically, I guess you all do open houses. Are there ways that people can come and just see the center and figure out, if it's a space for their child or adult that may need your services?
I appreciate you sharing that. Yes, we have. We do open houses at the Early Learning Center. I think we've actually been holding them once a month. But you can also go out probably to our website to find information to send that out, because we are always supporting and looking to open enrollment and growing that number, as I mentioned before. And so right there on 3400 MLK, please go out. And if you just want to come out and visit the building, visit the space, just let us know, because I think the great work, not only inside those four walls, but things that we're doing outside of the four walls. And then the last thing, if you don't mind me saying,
no, go ahead.
Come December, we actually every year we have a Christmas in Candyland in Ward 8. And so with the children, we will have Santa Claus on a horse-drawn carriage, Mr. and Mrs. Claus. We will have probably once again Delilah the camel. And so it's a great time for the children, but also the community to come out and support it as well. So we look forward to the Christmas holidays that's fast approaching.
Well, you can count on us to help to spread the word. So we want to make sure folks know and that they're out there. And who knows, you might find me in your garden one day, just trying to figure out, what do you do in a garden?
Come on, visit us with the garden and come out and get some of that fresh, great honey we provide with our honey harvest. So we look forward to seeing you.
All right, Terrance. Thanks a whole lot. Terrance King, President and CEO of the National Children's Center, and with the 65th Annual Gala coming up on October 10th. Have a great day.
You do the same. Thank you.